No matter how old you are right now, you have certainly experienced at least some kind of stress within your family. This isn't the kind of thing you can avoid because, as we all know, there is no such thing as a perfect family. Family stress had especially increased during the lockdown when many families were forced to stay at home and spend most of their time together. Today, we'll be giving you 5 steps on how you can deal with family stress, so you can live a more peaceful life at home and create a better environment for you and your family. It's good to have you here. Welcome to Tree of Life, where we plant the seeds to help you grow. Before we give you these 5 steps, we first want to talk about stress. What happens when you get stressed? We all know that long ago, there weren't even any humans on this earth. It was only through evolution that animals were able to develop into human beings. At this age, we as humans have accomplished so much for the improvement and advancement of society and civilization. It is because of this that we became proud of our intelligence, a different kind of intelligence from animals. But what we fail to remember is that we are the end product of a long evolution. This means that our human brain still has areas that are very similar to the brains of the first apes on Earth. This includes the limbic system, which has a very simple but extremely important task: to do everything to keep you alive, no matter what. You may be thinking, hey, this sounds great, my brain has a system that protects me from harm. But there is a downside. The evolution proved that the limbic system, more specifically the amygdala, works best if our overall thinking is reduced and we only react in 3 instinctive ways: fight, flight, or death reflex. A long time ago, this was a great solution. Let's say you're being chased by a tiger. If your amygdala sends the signals for your body to fight, you would face the tiger and stab it. If the amygdala sends flight signals, you would run away and flee to safety. And if it's the death reflex, you would lie down on the ground and act like you're already dead so that the tiger will find you unappetizing and won't eat your flesh. What do you think happens to the intelligent people who, instead of using the fight-flight-death reflex response, decided to sit down and start thinking to themselves, what kind of animal is running towards me? Is it really dangerous? Are there other options? Well, before they could make up their minds, they would have already gotten eaten by the tiger. So you can see how the fight-flight-death reflex response can save you from dangerous situations. It wasn't just essential in ancient times, it is still applicable today. Imagine you're crossing a street and you overlook a car heading towards you at a high speed. Even without any conscious thoughts or decisions, your limbic system in your brain takes over and either signals your body to jump out of the way or freeze just in time before you get in the way of the car. This is a life-saving mechanism that's already built into your body. At this point, you might be thinking, why are we rambling about this stuff? Wasn't the point of the video to teach us how to deal with our family members? You're absolutely right, but without understanding how your brain works, you are much more prone to get stuck in stress and conflict. Because most of the time, the main problem is that your limbic system activates during stressful family situations and handles it like how it dealt with the tiger or the car. Merely a question of live or die. It leaves no space in between, which can cause a problem between real human interactions that are more complex and need more than just fight, flight, or death reflex. So without further ado, let's give you these 5 steps on how to deal with family stress. Step 1. Get out of the situation. Things can get heated during family fights. You may not notice how you and your family have begun raising your voices or talking over each other. At this point, none of you will get anywhere. It's no longer a safe or productive conversation, and it's not going to help any of you. You wouldn't want to say or do things that you could regret later on. Before that happens, it's best if you remove yourself from the situation as soon as possible, and do what you can to calm yourself down. Step 2. Find activities that help you to get and stay calm. Once you're out of the situation, you need to find ways to calm yourself down and get out of that frustrated headspace. You can go for a walk to clear your mind, or maybe meet up with a friend to vent out to them. Even a short moment in the bathroom with a quick splash of cold water on your face is a good option. Keep in mind that you can't deactivate your limbic system by a simple instant conscious decision. It's going to take time to calm down, so don't rush yourself. But you need to put in the effort to find ways to relax. If you've watched this far, go ahead and click that like button for us to let us know that you're enjoying the video. Great, now let's move on to Step 3. Be gracious with yourself and your family members. As we've stated before, once the limbic system takes over, you mostly act unconsciously and on autopilot. Your brain and your body work together to send you the fight or flight signals, but you cannot control these signals all the time. At this point, be gracious with yourself and your other family members for what may have been said or done before you took yourself out of the situation. Remember that their fight or flight responses may have been triggered too, which is only a natural way for the body to react. Try your best not to dwell too much on what already transpired so you can give yourself and your family another chance. Step 4. Consider what's in it for them. In most family fights, we tend to get carried away with our own reasons and goals, which can prevent us from seeing the reasons and goals of our other family members. If you're the kind of person who always wants to be right, maybe stop for a moment and think about what your other family members are trying to say. If you're only thinking about yourself, your judgment is more likely to be clouded. For you and your family to have a productive conversation, you need to put yourself in their shoes as well. Which brings us to the 5th and final step. Step 5. Re-enter the conversation in your best possible state. Once you've done all the previous steps, you can now prepare yourself to re-enter the conversation and give it another try. However, don't try to get back too soon. You may also give your other family members more time to think. Maybe sleep it over first or meet with friends and have a good time to get yourself in the right mood. When you're facing your family again, start the conversation maybe with an apology and by explaining your feelings. This shows that you are willing to try again. You can also try to reach some common ground and start with smaller topics where it's easier to find a solution. Don't just jump right back to the main point of your confrontation. And most importantly, don't accuse the others. This is counterproductive as it will only trigger their limbic system. If it's a fight response, they might get defensive and start attacking you as well. If it's flight, they won't want to talk to you anymore and might just try to get out of the entire conversation. Remember that your limbic system is vulnerable in these situations too, so look out for certain triggers. Be self-aware in case your own fight or flight response is activated, so you can avoid lashing out at your family. It may also be a good idea to find another family member or friend who can act as a mediator to stop the situation from blowing out of proportion. These steps and tips mostly relate to the stresses and conflicts that are usually common with other family members. If you are experiencing some kind of domestic violence, whether physical, mental, or emotional, you should reach out for professional help as soon as possible. In extremely serious cases such as these, our 5 simple steps will not be enough. Look out for the signs of abuse and report it as soon as you can. Protect yourself and keep yourself safe. We hope you learned something today. If you haven't already, give us a like and subscribe and tell us about your own experiences with stressful family situations down below. Or suggest a topic that you'd like us to talk about in our next video. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.